Hello, everyone. This is Friedrich again with another turn resolution for War in the Pacific Admiral Edition. Let's see what he's got in store for us here, still in the South Pacific. And in the meantime, we'll just see what else is going on here. All right. So the K7 didn't do anything and is now being hunted. Let's see. We're being rattled, so we're not below their depth charge level. Ooh. All right. We'll see what our situation is. But check out this task force. It'd have been nice to get something in there. Okay. Ah, the Stingray. Hey, why not shoot a destroyer? Because our torpedoes would probably not explode anyway. So, uh-oh. Come on, Stingray, get out of there. I don't know what that damage is going to be, but we'll find out. Okay, now we're below the depth charge level, so that's good. I'm gonna move forward because I think that's where we're gonna be at the rest of this. We took one solid hit. We'll have to check that out and see if we can get out of there without sinking. All right, the I-25 is here by Pago Pago. We reset the patrol to basically circle Pago Pago, and so that's why he discovered the I-25. Nothing doing. It's only an ASW value of 1, so we need to get some more assets down there to patrol that. Okay, no torpedoes into a carrier again this time. That would have, I mean, a battleship. That would have been nice. And the Dorsey has discovered the I-4. Let's see what comes of this. Okay, a damage. I hesitate to think it's even enough to send the sub packing, but we'll see. All right, the Dorsey is being fired at again and is again taking responsibility for attacking the I-4 itself. But we don't, it's even less. Anyway, he doesn't discover it, or after firing a few times decides to abandon. What else? All right, let's jump into the air phase. I-7, quote unquote, reported hit. I take those with a giant block of salt. All right. So, the bombing of these troops, and we're being disabled. I, yeah, that's interesting. All right, and we're bombing Buna, and it looks like he's not. At least he doesn't have any cap here. Um, it's possible he pulled him out when, with our sweep, decided to not risk any more Oscars, but we'll see. Fuel tanks hit, supply dump hits. Yeah, that's nice. We'll just push on here. So, also damaged some of his troops. But yeah, runway hits 25. Yeah, there's two reasons I'm doing this. One is to keep his fortifications from building up. Although we have no rush there, we're not doing any offensives in this area. But the other is to keep him from continuing to build up this base to say level, I don't know, 2 or higher, port or airfield. This will slow him down from building up the base. Plus, the supply hits will always be good to create the need to keep supplies running in here. I don't know that supply hits 2 will do too much of that, but also then the fuel hits, so all good. Not a ton, but hey, follow-up raid. These guys are set to bomb the port, and nothing comes of it. It's possible the heavy cloud makes a difference, but I'm not 100% sure why follow-up raids never do as well as the initial raids. All right, here's a situation where we're taking pictures. Well, I don't know how because we don't have cameras, but we have some B-17s reconning Johnston Island. I kind of want to see what he's got there. Um, to get a feel for what we're going to have to start pulling together to plan that mission. All right, some more bombings of submarines off of Pearl. And you know what? I noticed just now there's nothing happening over Noumea. Man, I guess every bomber that flies over Johnston Island is is being tracked because it keeps going over Johnston Island. Wow, that's the air phase. Total surprise. Total and absolute surprise. Okay, so yeah, I have no idea where he is or what his objective was down here, but we'll find out. So another bombardment that the counter battery fire disabled a couple squads. He's bombarding here at Chustien. That's good because that gives us this turn to basically bump up our fortifications back up to 1. All right, and we're bombarding at LaFoa. This is whatever we're doing here is not something where it will in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks we can do an offensive. This is just there's no way we're grinding them down that much, even if there are some disabled here and there. This is just to kind of keep him honest. Yeah, anyways, we'll just play it through. So now one more squad. Only this time we also took a squad disabled. All right, here's some expansions. Choose the end. There it goes. For fortifications level 1. So there you have it. That was a turn that I couldn't have asked for better. Well, can always ask for better because I could get some torpedoes into some ships and avoid taking damage to my subs, but otherwise, great turn. Gives us a chance to get our aircraft and our pilots ready for the next wave. I will be back to talk about that. Okay, let's see. At Hilo, we're doing this supply run, dumping supplies at Hilo. We will be picking up, we'll be picking up resources as soon as we're done unloading and take those back to Pearl. We've been bringing several resources from the West Coast, but I figure why not keep this unloaded as well. We've got this light cargo ship also unloading supplies, but it's not necessarily going to be doing anything with the resources. I think one cargo ship is plenty for that because as it is, we're only producing 200 resources per day. That's more than enough. It's possible when we get it down with this bigger cargo ship, we'll just turn off the return cargo and maybe even turn off altogether and just have a light cargo ship doing this back and forth. But anyway, nothing's. We've got a ways to go before I feel comfortable with the level of supplies we've got in these two bases, and also before we get these resources down. So we've got time to worry about the details there. Um, this light cargo ship is bringing more supplies, and then these cargo ships are bringing even more supplies. I think it's okay to bring in a lot of supplies. I don't want to overload the bases here. It looks like there's a certain limitation, but we don't want to be in a position where um, he can run us out of supplies quickly, and then a whole division is sitting here decaying. So I'd like to build it up. Between the two, we can have 85,000 supplies, and that'll take some time before it gets up to that level. And of course, as I put regiments here, they have some engineers that will add to these engineers, and we'll get this base up expanded even more, and that should be good as well. I think I'm going to focus on fortifications, both of these places. I may even, pardon me, I may even turn off expansion of the port for now. Well, I'll flip it to expanding the airfield. How's that? All right. So here, Johnston, we flew over here with bombers to take a look. We actually notice he has mines here, and that looks. I know we've dropped off American mines. I This looks a little not green. It's hard to tell on my screen anyway. It almost looks like the color indicating Japanese minefield. So I think if we were to come in here and bombard or do anything, I would definitely want to bring in some minesweepers along with it. And for that matter, he does have some air units here, although I don't know what. So I'm gonna keep this running. I don't think it'll be bad to keep this recon, this guy here, flying. Let me just take a quick look. We've got this guy also on recon. Okay, so between the two, and maybe I should let's just check this because we don't want to overburden these planes. So maybe what I'll do is stand down and recon every other turn, maybe. And maybe, who knows, maybe alternate. So that's what we'll do. For now, I'll stand down. Then what I'll do is I'll take whatever's the freshest and fly here recon next turn, and then stand them down, and then fly the other recon group, and alternate, but keep it always constant eye, because the more this detection level goes up, the more I'll know what he has here in the way of aircraft. Because what I was going to say is the air capacity is 2. He's not going to have big, huge planes here. Well, they wouldn't be at optimal use if he did. But what I was thinking is I could take some destroyer minesweepers and just come in here, sweep from of this sub, put them on ASW even, or minesweeper, whichever. Bring them here, and if the sub pestered them, they could sink it, or well, depth charge it. So maybe before I prepare a bombardment mission, maybe I will do that. But okay, so let's just look here for a second. We have several destroyer minesweepers out here at sea And well, these are DMs. I think they're mine layers, but we have like I think 6 destroyer minesweepers out here patrolling, and I think a seventh here in port. So if I were to gather, I don't know, just 4 of them and just come in here, they could sweep these mines. If this sub gave them a trouble, depth charge it, and they could come out here and just sit here. But here's the thing, depending on what aircraft he has. Now, if he has, let's say, patrol craft, he could bomb us, but it would be hard to sink some destroyer minesweepers. So definitely, I'm talking through something I'm strongly considering. But what I'm not considering, what I just need to basically think about is the timing. Do we do it now? Do we just say, hey, when we're close to getting ready? I mean, okay, so for example, we have some battleships. Okay, do we want to bombard before we get our carriers ready? I mean, basically, I'm just trying to process in my head. Could a regiment take this? Is this enough information? Is this more like the 7,000 he had covering Midway? The What I don't want to do is assume it's 2,000, bring in 2,000 or give or take, and or give 2 or 3, and find out that he actually has 7 here. So let's just get a better picture. Let's not be too hasty. Okay, moving the map around a little bit, this looks green after all. So it's not Japanese mines. I honestly am right now thinking that's just ours. There are no Japanese mines here. So I'm not going to worry about that. But yeah, let's just make sure we know what's here before we get too hasty about anything. And again, there is no rush. So here's our uh, uh, transport group that's going to bring guys to Hilo. What's this? This is bringing fuel to Pearl. Yeah, we're okay. Things are still progressing as we hope, I believe. We have not fully unloaded. That's okay. No rush there either. Here is our reinforcement. Again, um, on schedule to get here roughly 5 turns. They may be making better time than I thought. Anyway, let's just say roughly 5 turns. And by then, I may have already evacuated these guys. I don't know for 100% because again, there's no rush in a lot of ways. What I mean, no rush loading these troops up to get out of here at this time. Let's see. This is okay. Yeah, this is our battleship group that's going to Seattle, and I'm tempted to say these 4 AVDs can go back, but let's be on the safe side. Let's just keep escorting these 3 battleships. I don't know that he has any subs off of the coast, the west coast, but I do not want to take a chance. So, again, Seattle 40, I don't know, roughly 8 days, give or take. So, and these guys, I'm going to say roughly, what are we doing? 3. So, roughly 16 days. So, maybe even twice as long. That's fine. That's fine. No worries there. The last thing we need though is to speed it up and take more damage. We're gonna have more escorts in this group. That's good. Just like this group added some escorts. Yeah, it looks like they're back up to this too. Oh, I get it. Yeah, last turn, the reason this I thought this dropped in speed is because of the ops loss from refueling the KVs that joined, these corvettes that joined. So this may have a similar situation when these corvettes join. This may drop in speed to refuel them, but then they'll be back on their way, on their timeline. Um, let's see. We got some ACMs, coastal, mine tenders um, that will sit at port and maintain the mines. I'm going to spread them out, probably the South Pacific. I may leave another one at Pearl. I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, these are just ASW. Anyway, let's just jump up here. These are okay. I think we're okay up here. We don't really need to look too much at this stuff. I probably don't even need to revisit those battleships every turn because it's just going to be a while before they're good to go. This is reinforcements. No, yeah, air reinforcements. Still have to decide what to do with them, but I think so far, if he, I'm not gonna. Okay, I need to refuel these guys anyway, so I'm gonna let them go to Pago Pago, refuel, and in fact, let's just allow them to refuel on their own. Hopefully, speed up that operation. As soon as they refuel, I'm going to send them right back to Luganville because I think his Kido Butai has left. But if they have not, I certainly don't want to be hastily get them back up here and get them destroyed. So what else? Where's our other? Oh, okay. So to avoid Kido Butai, I had this group go way down here, and that's okay. They will also refuel at Pago Pago and before they go back. Because again, I I don't want to make the mistake of my air because the last time they raided here, if you remember, the last time they raided here, there was a turn where I couldn't see them, but they were still here. So just because our PBYs haven't seen them does not mean that they aren't here. I mean, what if they're in this hex, right? And then they just didn't bomb, or over here, something like that. In any case, we're fine. The only reason I want to use these task forces right now anyway, both of them, is to shuffle troops around. But there's no rush to shuffle troops around. Uh, let's see. This is what I'm looking for, the S-18. Did it already arrive? That was fast. Yeah, wow. All right, let's take a look at what we can do to get it repaired. So we can go pier side. And it will repair up to a certain amount. Actually, it'll probably repair the same 50 damage regardless of what we do, but it'll be just quicker. I think I'm gonna do that, and we'll get it maybe to Brisbane or something and fully repair it. But I think for now it's okay to get this system damage down as quickly as possible. We got these other ships that are working on it very slowly, so that's fine. So we didn't need to retreat with our ships after all. Let's see. I have this repair ship here. I don't quite yet know if it's how beneficial it is having it there. I did read that the repair ship does add to the repair ability of the port. So it will, I believe, just having it parked there speeds up any repair unless we're using the repair ship, which let's take a look. Are we? Oh, okay. The Megs is using the repair ship. So that's fine. Let's look at why. Okay, it's a little bit faster than Pier side. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to click this and see if everybody's reduces because the repair ship is helping. Okay, no, that's very strange. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave it and move on. So we survived and we now have 143 ready, which if you subtract, last turn we had basically 100 fighters. If you subtract the 6 aircraft here, we've got 137 fighters ready. So we've just added a roughly 30, I want to say 35 fighters to the defense of this base. So if he and we dropped significantly in fatigue. So if he decides to that he's still in the area and he wants to give us trouble, we will be and I'm gonna flip this to escort. I know we only have 3 fighters in the group, but it is okay. Oh, well, let's okay, turn that off and let's do cap. All right. I know we only have 3 fighters, but that's 3 more fighters that can help intercept if he is still in the area. Now we've got, so look at this, 56 that we've got yet to repair, but that's okay. Uh, let's see. Well, so there's no immediate danger of bombardment. So I'm going to allow replacements, although there it won't let me take them that way. So I think we will just, that's fine. What we got here is what we got here for now. Maybe in a turn or two after I know he's gone, I will fly the 7th Pursuit Squadron back to Brisbane and let him um, re-equip there. Also, I'm going to give it one more turn, and if we see no sign of KB, I will bring the B-17s back here and we'll hit Kumak. Okay? So I feel comfortable with that decision. Now, obviously, I feel comfortable with that decision now. We'll see how next turn plays out, or this turn resolution, and I'll I'll reserve the right to change my mind back again. Speaking of which, also let's take a look. We do have a couple of disabled airframes, so let's see how long before they're ready. That's 2 turns, and this is so this one will be ready to fly next turn, and this group is already ready. And then we'll let the LB-30s go. And let's see how much more time on that one. Okay, also 1 turn. So they may be ready to go for this port attack. Because I think this guy's going to do the port attack and the others will do airfield attacks. Not a big deal how I do it because I think they're all carrying about the same load. It should be 8 500-pound bombs. So not really. I guess the biggest deal is this bombing accuracy, 35%. Whereas, so the biggest deal meaning, like, are we going to actually hit? So the accuracy here is 14%, and the accuracy here is 37%, and the accuracy here is 15%. So these lower levels of, I can't believe, man, with all this numbers here, I'm surprised that it's that low. It could be just the bomber itself, a number of factors. Anyway, uh, I'm looking forward to that seeing that mission and how it plays out. But I'm glad we didn't push through it the turn the day I was going to. It's just as well. But here at Townsville, I'm going to check my aircraft. They look like they're in okay condition. We lost nothing. I still have the sweep set. Let's just make sure they're not too fatigued. I could always rotate to the, let's see, fatigue 15. Not bad. I was going to say I could always rotate to the Kitty Hawks. No need. We'll do this one more. We'll do this again. Um, so what do we got here? We've got this base force still heading back. And how many of it did we pick up? Right here, Bowen. Okay, six pieces. Four aviation support, two support. And that's another thing. We're getting even more aviation support. We can bring in even more aircraft. Not much, actually, maybe quite a bit more. Depending on the size of the squadron, we could probably bring in another squadron. But, you know, not a big deal right this second. It looks like he's not doing a lot. He's not stressed about. He could put some pretty strong planes here, but he hasn't, so not yet. Not at this time. Now, the Coast Watchers told me a few days ago there was a ship at port. First of all, I don't know that I believed it at the time, but I don't think there is anymore anyways. It was, if he did, it was smart of him to get out of there because he probably understood there was a threat there. Okay, nothing going on. I'm gonna turn these arcs off. Okay, so looks like Pare Pare, or however that's pronounced, is most likely next on the Imperial agenda to capture. So that's and my guess, and I think this is not a bad idea. My guess is he'll take this and then spread out and take this some of these other bases by road because and maybe even take Kalaka and take Kandari by road because it saves having to potentially take bombardment from the beach invasion. So this is not a bad idea at all. We didn't get anything off here. Wonder if this is where, let's see, the K7. Where's the K7? But I see the Stingray. Here it is. And okay. So it's fine. He was on his way back to port to replenish. He just happened to try to sink something on the way. It might have been something in this group. Maybe they ran into each other up here, but now he's down here getting close to base. Not the end of the world there. I just wish S-37 had tried to put something into one of these ships, but that's okay. So the other ship that I was going to look at is the Stingray. We took a hit with the Stingray, but it looks like we're in okay condition here. We're heading to Surabaya. This is upgrading in April. I may put it to port to repair anyway, and then also it'll still be there when it's time to upgrade, something like that. It's a thought. The pickerel is actually going back out. So some of these are heading back out, some of these are heading in. Okay? So yeah, the S-37 is just bouncing back and forth here, trying to catch, and it did its job in the sense that it discovered this task force coming through here. That's partly why I had it here as a because we don't have, well, we do have some search. Maybe it was the search planes that found it, but part of the reason it's here is to keep. Really, the hope was if he has a task force coming in to invade Java, it will catch it. Now, will he invade Java from the north up here? We also have a lot of submarines, patrolling here regularly, so we should catch that coming when it does. Nothing happened here, even though he has some ships in this hex. I don't know. Um, Like, is it based on the commander? His aggression is 74 though. So, yeah. So that's pretty significant. Let's see, what's this guy? 58. Anyway, moving on. Okay. I wonder if Singapore we have, it could be either some factor of Coast Watchers or just being a big port. Could be um, aircraft, but we know that there's something here. We're calling it a sub chaser, and let's see. No movement east of Pegu. Um, so no rush to get any of these guys out either for the same thing. Let's see what do we got here. We've moved half of the distance. So I am going to say that's enough time for me to go ahead and do the same thing and move. Actually, we could rail to. By the time we pack and unpack, this journey here may not be worth, because if it takes 2, 4, 6 versus we go 2, rail, 5. Yeah, I almost want to just move. Just use the main road. Why am I doing that? Let's pick the final destination. Okay. And similarly, we'll change that to Kunming. So by the time he leaves, the reserve division leaves here, this guy will be here, and we'll still have the garrison covered. So not worried about that. Okay. All right. So let's look over here. What's going on? Well, up in the, I'll call it the north, maybe. Up here by Sion, no movement by any of these troops. This is so beat up. I'm surprised he hasn't decided to just jump into the clear terrain and just wipe these guys out. And who knows, maybe we just don't have enough recon and he is doing that. But down here, okay, first of all, we decided, okay, that was foolish. Let's go back. I'm going to let these guys go one more turn under combat mode, and then next turn, I think I'm going to do move mode and just finish the move. But so that was foolish because he has 2 divisions here. That's significant enough on this terrain, which is ×2. It's significant enough. I didn't want to waste troops on an attack, so we're backing out. Here, he did a bombardment and he let us repair this fortifications back up to 1. So if he attacks again, we will be behind level 1 fortifications again. Well, will that stop him? Probably not. He'll probably still have an easy time of it, but it'll at least give us, maybe protect. Maybe we'll lose less troops as a result, or do better damage to him. I have no idea. But this is definitely a significant force, and we don't have the same level of force here. But we're on the defense. This is ×3 terrain, plus we have a fort level. All that helps us. Okay. That covers that. Nothing else to talk about in the Philippines at this time. I did move some aircraft down. All that did was change the supply need. This looks better, and this looks worse. But we're going to do this for a little bit. I may prematurely disband some of these air units because it looks like they're not going to do anything sitting here anyway. But because he's maybe we'll see what he does in the next few turns regarding bombing Cebu or Iloilo or Bebe. Because Bebe may not be, yeah, there's no aviation support there anyway, but we could always do a long range cap there. But we'll see. Maybe he's not in a hurry. He probably is okay with letting these bases just decay due to lack of supplies. And Zamboanga. So yeah, that's what's going on there. But yeah, so because of this, I'm gonna flip this from training to naval attack. We will not do 14 because I don't know how far that's gonna go. But let's go 9. 14, I mean, that starts getting into range. Depending on where ships might show up, that might be out here where he's got. See this blue line? This is the 9 that I just set. So these are in that, and these are in that, and I think that's okay. I could even reduce it further, and just only hit things really close, but that'll be good. Well, I really like the range on these B-25Cs. And hopefully the pilots are in good shape for this. Not too bad. So yeah, we only have 6 of the 9 that we wanted to get here, but I'm gonna look around the map because I may upgrade another 139 group to B-25Cs and just keep them rolling out. So, and I think we have a small unit of 3 here. So what I can do is similarly, let's see, how far away Ambon is this? This is 13. So the problem with that is I don't really want to do extended range. So let's reduce this and do naval attack. Okay. So I'm going to do this and then 9 is fine. At least for now. If we start seeing some other ships come into view in this vicinity, we can bump that up. Um, I don't know. I think I might bump that back up at least to 11 because while I while I'm not thrilled about 3 bombers doing extended range because that's kind of absurd and a waste, uh, 11 is fine. And these 9 is fine for this because there's plenty of ships already in this field of view. In fact, again, I'm gonna drop it. That seems kind of low. Maybe I'll just keep it 9. The reason I don't want to go too far is I don't want to bomb way out here, for example, when we've got some juicy targets close. But what if one of the things that they're they're clearly here to invade, right? So 4 should be fine, and these guys are out of that range. Anyways, I'll start looking. I mean, we've got aircraft here that can reach out here. I just have to look at the statistics and get them ready. I'll take a look at that offline. We're already at 45 minutes and ticking. So let's wrap it up. But again, a nice quiet turn, which is preferred. We took some good pictures of Johnston Island, and I think it's time to start thinking about what I'm next steps there. Carriers are being upgraded, and this guy is going to need 9 now to get up there, which I think he's slowed I'm not sure. Maybe he hasn't slowed down. Maybe this guy is just sped up. I'm not sure. But because that's only 7, I'm gonna say retirement allowed, and here's why. He's gonna come up here and possibly get out of range for, let's see. He may go to go toward San Alameda. He's either going to go straight up or over this way. He's not going to go this way. So he'll still be within 5. So maybe what I'll do is change this torpedo group. Oh, it already is 5. That's fine. And this likewise, because I'm going to do the same thing. The last thing I need is to forget something, and these task forces are sitting here for way too many turns. So we're just gonna say, get there and get to this hex and then head home. And the same goes for this task force. Get to this hex. I mean, if you want to keep going, do your bombing mission and then head home. So, uh, I'm thinking, let's just do this too. Okay. We'll have these seagulls. They have a decent range. Let's, for now, turn off your naval search and let's do a recon of, because this recon may help our bombing mission. And I'm going to do the same thing with this heavy cruiser Seagulls. Uh, yeah, these have the same range. Well, I'm just going to do it. This is ASW. That's okay. Recon. Okay. So that's that. And then next turn as they're heading, they're turning this way to go back to base, I'll put them back one naval search, one ASW. So, but who knows if these recons can get in, maybe our bombing raids can be even more damaging. All right, so I've got some things to consider, think about, process. But yeah, I'm not hasty here. No bombers will be flown in yet. But we're in good shape. In fact, let's take a look quick. I'm curious because we've got even more fighters coming repaired. We can draw more aircraft from the pool, although this is getting depleted now. We're running out of P400s, so that's not exactly ideal. But and look at the number of pilots. We're getting dwindled down. All these need to be replenished with pilots. We'll take a look at all that and um, and yeah. But I will return next time to talk about the resolution for March 24 and hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourselves and we will we'll be back. Talk to you later. Bye.